Hello Taurus, hello Virgo, hello Capricorn. We are doing your weekly tarot reading to see what's happening for you guys this week. I'm going to get straight in. Let's see what's happening. Excuse me, my throat is so jacked up at the moment. Let's see what's happening for Taurus this week. Happening for Taurus this week. I thought so. Do you know what? I was sitting here and I was thinking to myself, why is Taurus? Why do I just feel this headache energy? It just felt like, yeah, it just felt like a headache. What's happening for Taurus this week? I'm going to take those two. Sod it. Sod it. I'm going to take it. Right, Taurus this week, I feel like your connections with people are so baffling for you this week. I feel like there's just this really mismatching energy. It's almost like, I don't know, there's a couple of things here that are happening for me. I feel like you're really caught up on someone that you class as like a soulmate connection here with this Two of Cups. Love this card. Love it. I feel like you're caught up with someone, or you're caught up on someone with this Four of Pentacles energy. I feel like you're really kind of like hung up on this person, but I feel like they bring you so much confusion, because it's almost like, just because you're solid in how you might feel towards this person, and you might even be possessive over this person, I feel like they, let me be honest with you, right? They may be feeling, or they may trigger this confusion in you because maybe they're just unsure about the connection that they have with you. You might be solid in the connection. You might understand that the connection is a soulmate connection. But if you understand that it's a soulmate connection, then you'll understand that soulmates have more than one purpose, right? They come, and yes, you might feel like, you know, this is a soulmate and it brings you so much happiness, but with soulmates also brings healing and lessons and things that we need to learn. So for you, you might feel very, you know, caught up and maybe even possessive over this person, but this person might be triggered because maybe for them your approach to this relationship triggers maybe like an old wound in them, and then they go off and they're just like, oh shit, like this feels like it's too much for me to even like cope with. It feels maybe even suffocating. Maybe for the other partner, they might have been in really toxic situations before, so when they see that you're coming on strong and that you're coming in like protective and possessive almost, then, you know, maybe they're just like, is this a red flag? It might not be a red flag for you, because for you, when you love someone, you love them fully, right? You're very like, that's mine, that's my baby, that's mine. So while for you it's genuine and for you it's true, maybe for this other person they're just like, do you know what, this feels like a bit like it might be a red flag, right? Like, I've dealt with possession before and it doesn't make me feel good, but I don't see that you break up or anything. I just feel like at the moment this relationship is really trying to find its feet. I feel like you're both trying to understand each other. I feel like when one gets triggered, you're going to get triggered. So when they're going off and they're thinking about this, you're kind of left confused and like, did I do something wrong? It just feels like the typical dance between soulmates, right? You have that moment where everything feels good and you feel happy and it feels like the best thing in the world, and then you trigger something and then it all just kind of like falls apart for a little bit. But I feel like on a deeper level, you guys do have the solid foundation, and I do feel like that falls on the fact that you are very, I know this card in most situations feels quite negative because it's the Four of Pentacles, where we hold on, we don't let go, but it's that stability in this relationship that person, and even yourself, right, it's that quality within you that allows this relationship to continue to grow. If you didn't have that quality of like that solid, like I like you, like that solidness of like I like you, this is what I want, I feel like the relationship probably could have fallen apart already. But you're just, I feel like you're just finding your feet, and you might be triggering each other at the moment, but I think that that quality of the solid, like, you know, you tell them that you want them. And I want to say this, don't be overwhelming with it, yeah? Don't be like, you're mine, you're mine, you're mine, you're mine, because that is a red flag. That's kind of like, dude, like, really? But just reaffirming that, you know, created that solid foundation for that person to know that, you know, you are here, you are serious, this is what you want, you are happy, and all this kind of stuff. And just providing that solidness brings the security that the other person might actually need. But I feel like the same quality in other relationships were a red flag, but I think the way that you carry the energy will show them that not everybody is toxic, and not everybody, just because someone says like, yeah, I want you, doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to fucking trap you, you know? I feel like someone's definitely hurt though. I don't know why. I can see that this person here is, you know, like headache, and, you know, if you look at this person here, there's like, I don't know if you can see that, there's blood on the floor and stuff. So it feels like someone in the past maybe was hurt. I mean, we've all been hurt. I mean, hello. So obviously someone's been hurt in the past. But I feel like that could be a factor as to why this connection kind of goes through that process of being okay in 1 minute and then you're so confused the next. And I think with this like Seven of Pentacles energy at the base, I do feel like, you know, there is a solid foundation in this relationship. Whether you can both work on it and come to some kind of like balance, possibly, yeah, I'd say, you know, all outcomes are possible. And I do see that with this card here, like the possibility is there. But sometimes, you know, when people, especially if people haven't done the healing work around whatever trauma it was that kind of broke them in the first place, it can actually break relationships. So it's important for people, especially when they're in these kind of connections, to work on things together. I mean, it's, you know, if someone runs and the relationship ends, then you're left to kind of deal with the crap on your own. Then obviously you're going to have to deal with it on your own, and you're going to have to heal from it alone. But if you're able to, you know, use communication and work on these relationships, then it's really powerful if you can work on them together, because, you know, like love is what conquers all, right? It's the most powerful vibration that there is on this planet. So it would be good if you can work on it together, but I understand that sometimes things can be a bit too much for people and they have to kind of like go off and do what they need to do. I do hear another story that's coming in as well, and I do feel like this is more you than them. I do feel like you have options, and I do feel like, you know, you're very very possessive over each and every option that you have when it comes to a potential partner, so you don't really know which one to choose, and it is kind of like giving you a headache. And I think that yeah, you are going to choose someone. You might have to come clean about something though as well. I feel like maybe you might have to come clean to them and say, look, you've been dating around and stuff, but you've decided to choose them or whatever. And some people will be like, oh great, and some people will be like, what, choose me? No, listen, I should have been number one from day one, honey. Yeah, so it is what it is. All outcomes are possible, I'm just going to say that. But I do see that maybe, Taurus, you do have some options when it comes to relationships, and it is kind of like a headache, and you do have to kind of pick and choose, or, you know, you might just end up with no one. Because if you're going to keep doing the dating thing and you don't choose someone to settle down with, then eventually everyone's just kind of go, do you know what, like, if we're not going to move to the next stage, then I'm going to move on because I want more. So just saying, Taurus. Your relationships for this week, I think, are definitely going to be very, they're going to be at the forefront. They're going to be the main thing for you this week to be focusing on. Yeah, that's all I'm getting for you, Taurus. So I'm going to move on to Virgo to see what's happening for them. Let me know if that resonates in the comment section below. And I hope to catch you guys in my next video. Let's see what's happening for Virgo this week. What is happening for Virgo this week? Oh, God, okay, jeez. Virgo, do you know what? Before I even get the third card, I literally just heard this voice say, going nowhere fast. I don't know why you're going nowhere fast, but you're going nowhere fast. That's what it sounds. That's what I just literally heard. On the road to nowhere fast, just like, you're going nowhere fast. Don't know why that's crazy, but let's see what else is coming up for Virgo this week. Yeah, I feel like Virgo, you're at a dead end. Sorry to be blatant, but I just feel like you're at a dead end. I feel like there's so much more that could be happening for Virgo right now, but I feel like you're caught up in an energy, and I'm trying to figure out which one of these energies it is. I'm feeling more like it's this kind of energy, this Five of Pentacles energy, where you feel in a place of like lack financially. You feel like you're lacking. I feel like you're lacking within yourself, like you don't feel good about yourself at the moment. And I think that it's just really affecting everything else. Because things could be moving very fast and very in tune for Virgo this week. But I feel like with this energy, and I feel like there's a couple of energies here that are kind of saying the same thing, in the sense of just feeling very like the dead end energy is what I'm feeling, especially with like this Five of Pentacles and this Ten of Swords energy. It just feels like a dead end. But I think what you don't realize is that beyond that there's so much more, and I think that maybe you don't want to move on, because then that means you have to leave everything behind. And I think everything that you've left behind is everything that you've worked really hard for. But I think this is definitely a dead end now. It's definitely time to like move on. Definitely time to move on. And the thing is as well, is just like, you know, I understand that when you feel this way, whether it's you feel this way about yourself or whatever this represents for you, this Five of Pentacles, which is a card of lack. So whether you feel like you're lacking in yourself, or whether financially you're lacking in yourself, the key's literally there. So it literally does come down to you. It comes down to you picking your head up off the ground, picking up the key and opening the door. It really, really does feel that simple. And I know it sounds harsh to say that, but I don't think you know, like, especially if we're in this lack energy, it can definitely feel like, well, that's easy for you to say, and I know it is easy for me to say because I'm sitting out here on the other side, but the key is literally there and the door is literally there. So it's not as complicated as it might seem, but it can feel that way because, you know, when you're in that space, things do tend to feel even more intense, right? Whatever you feel here is being heightened by this moon card, right? So you might be feeling in this place of not feeling good enough or financially suffering, and this moon card is just heightening that. This moon card is taking it to a whole different level, which is harder to get out of because it means you've got to delve deeper than you're used to delving. You might be very good when it comes to like analytically, is that the correct word? I don't know, like dealing with things when it comes to that. But when it comes to your emotions, I feel like you're a fish out of water and you have no frigging idea how to do this. And you can't, Virgo, you can't use your mind this time. You've got to go through it and you've got to feel it and you've got to experience it through your senses. You can't apply your logic to this one. This one has to be 100% felt. And I feel like it comes down to, if I'm being really honest, and if we pin it back to something like a very core issue, it might just even come back to self-worth. Maybe you just don't feel good enough. Because when it comes to like money trouble and just like a lot of especially like around money and stuff, when you have money issues, most of the time it comes down to the feeling of your self-worth. Do you feel good enough? Do you feel like you deserve it? Do you feel, you know, it comes back to your self-worth. So if you're in a place where you don't feel good about yourself, then it's going to reflect on everything else, like your money, your home, your relationships. It's going to affect everything, because if you don't feel good, then nothing is going to feel good. But again, Virgo, this is something that you're not going to be able to get out with when it comes to using your mind. You're going to have to feel your way out of this one. Logic is not going to help you in this situation. Your feelings, though, they will. Your feelings and your intuition and your instinct will guide you out of this one. Yep, it really is you. I was really just sitting here with the energy, and I was trying to, like, you know, see if there was anything else coming through for Virgo, but it really does just come down to you. And it really just does come down to the fact that you really do have to feel yourself out of this one. You're not going to be able to you're not going to be able to think yourself out of it. You're going to have to feel yourself out of it. You're going to have to allow yourself to go into those depths that you don't want to go into, and you're going to have to feel it. You're going to be guided back to, intuitively guided back to a good place. But you've got to allow yourself to be open to that. The reason why you've come to a dead end is because you're still trying to apply logic to a situation that doesn't need logic. You need to apply feeling, you need to apply senses, you need to apply your intuition. You're not going to get out of this by using your mind, Virgo. I'm sorry, it just is what it is. And I know that maybe, you know, going into your emotions isn't your thing, but the only thing that's going to get you out of this situation is feeling, is your emotion, is your senses, is your intuition, is your instinct. I'm sorry, but that's just how it is, and I feel dead certain in that. There's nothing at the moment, and you know, like the energies, it feels harsh, and I'm trying to deliver it in a very straight way without like a kick to the gut. But you know, sometimes the energy just is what it is. You have the power to change this. You have the change. You have the power to change it, but it's like you're looking. I don't even feel like you're looking though. That's the thing. It's almost like you're. I don't know what the word is. There's just this thing, and it's not working because you keep trying to do the same thing over and over again. You keep thinking that because you've got it like, I don't know what the word is. It's literally a matter, like, because you can sit there and you can, you know, analyze it and think about it and go, oh, well, let me draw up a graph, or let me weigh up the options. It's literally a matter of getting up, picking up the key and putting the key in the hole and turning it. It really is that simple. It's not complicated, but I feel like the complication is coming from you because you're trying to do something that it's just not even needed. It's just not even needed. It's not complicated. It feels complicated because I understand you're in a place where you don't feel very good about yourself, maybe, Virgo, but it's like, it's not, the action of what needs to happen is not a very complicated action. It just feels that way because you're in your feelings, and you're not used to being in your feelings. You're used to being in your head. You're used to, you know, you're used to being organised, you're used to this, you're used to that, but you're not used to having to feel these emotions, and you can't hide from them no more. So you're going to have to like swim your way out of it. You're going to have to like dive in, swim your way to the other side, because you can't use your mind, right? You just can't. I feel like I'm repeating myself, so I'm going to stop. But yeah, you have the power, Virgo. You have the power. You have the power to pick up a flower. Do you remember that from primary school? Was it just me? I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Let's see what's happening for Capricorn this week. What's happening for Capricorn this week? I swear these cards really love, when I'm shuffling, to just juke me up all the time. Just like proper, like that. What is happening for Capricorn this week? I'm hearing expect the unexpected. Yeah, expect the unexpected. Why does relying on your intuition make you feel so uncomfortable? Why does like being in that high priestess energy, why does it make you feel just so uncomfortable? And I say that because this Two of Swords energy, it's almost like this chick is just vibing, right? She's in the high priestess. She knows what she knows and she knows it. There's nothing you can tell this woman that is not going to let her know what she knows. She knows what she knows because she's in tune with herself. She's in tune with the universe. She's in tune with everything. So you can't lie to this chick. But over here you've got like this Two of Swords energy. All anxious, up in the head energy, like, you know. But why does being in this energy make you feel that way? Why does being in that high priestess energy, what am I trying to say? Why is the outcome of feeling this energy, the Two of Swords, why does it make you feel so uncomfortable to be in your instinct and in your intuition? Is it because maybe you don't trust yourself here with this, like this Page of Cups energy? And like I said to another sign just recently, that, you know, every time I come on here, it's such a different card, you know? Like my man's feet's up here and there's a pig flying, and you know the saying that pigs might fly, right? Which means that it's impossible, but I don't feel like it is impossible. I feel like you make it impossible. I feel like you could make it impossible. Because you've got the Sun card here as well, which, you know, that's just magic in itself. That's just like, whatever you decide, I'm going to make it happen. So if you decide that being in the high priestess energy and having to use your instincts and stuff makes you feel anxious, then I'm going to make you anxious. If you feel like being in the high priestess energy makes you feel great and in tune, then I'm going to heighten that energy. So whatever you feel, like the Sun card is just going to make it vibrate even higher. So you have an option here this week, Capricorn, to either continue to allow this energy to make you feel anxious and out of depth, or you can enjoy the water. You can get your feet wet, you can dive in, you can swim, you can play around in this energy and see where it takes you, because, you know, the energy at the bottom of the deck is the Sun, so it's not going to take you anywhere that is going to be like devastating. If anything, it's going to take you to a place that I feel like you've never really been before, and that's quite exciting, right? Especially with this Sun energy, which is excitement, joy, happiness, you know, new experiences, a new journey. So you may feel, Capricorn, that you're out of your depth when it comes to whatever this situation is for you. I don't know what it is. I don't even feel like you know what it is, because if you knew what it was, I'd know what it was and I'd be able to tell you what it was. But I feel like for the most part, I don't even feel like you know. But whatever it is feels impossible. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe the problem is it feels impossible because you don't actually know what it is that you're even trying to do here. Maybe all that needs to be done is for you to be open. Maybe all that needs to happen is for you to be open to this high priestess energy, so you can receive the information and the information and the downloads and whatever it is. Maybe it's not about planning. Maybe it's not about structure. Maybe it's not about everything being in a row. Like maybe it's not about having your ducks in a row. Maybe it's about just being in the moment and seeing what happens. Is that what makes you feel anxious? Is that why the Two of Swords is here? Because that energy makes you feel anxious because you like to have things planned out and in a structured way? You like to be in control and there's no control over this situation? Is that why? Is that why? I feel like the impossibility that you might feel like it's impossible. It's not impossible. You're making it impossible. I know, don't kill the messenger, okay? I'm just saying that it's impossible because I just feel like there's just, the openness just isn't there. You could, one of the options is, like I said before, you could get your feet wet, right? You could walk right up to this ocean. You could walk right up to this ocean and get your feet wet and have some fun. You can allow this energy to take you where it needs to take you. You can trust it and trust yourself, trust your own intuition. Or the other option is you can not trust yourself or your intuition and remain in the space of feeling impossible, because pigs might fly, right? And this guy, like, when you look at him, he's like, okay, yeah, like, why are my feet up here and why is there a pig flying? But his heart's saying, listen, your feet might be on the other side of this card and the pig might fly, but you know the truth, right? Because you can see all of these, like the vibration coming off of his chest and stuff, his heart energy. And then you've got this like heart energy down here as well. Like, if he believes in himself and whatever else, right? I can't be specific because it's general. But if you believe in yourself and you believe in and trust in yourself, then anything is possible, right? Right? I'm not lying, am I? That is fact. So I feel like, Capricorn, this week, maybe it's important for you guys to work on your trust, to work on your intuition, to trust your intuition, to allow yourself to have some fun, to, you know, not everything is surface based, not everything has a plan. Sometimes you just got to allow yourself to go with the flow and just enjoy life a little bit, you know. And I think that maybe this week that's what the Sun card is asking you to do, is just to get your feet wet, to delve deep, to have fun in the waters, you know, to paddle, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like it's impossible really just because you're making it impossible, because you don't believe that you can do what you... It's like you just don't believe that this is able to happen, and it is. It can happen if you want it to happen. If you don't want it to happen, then it's not going to happen. But if you want it to happen, it will happen. And I think a big thing for Capricorn this week is trust. Trust in yourself, trust in your intuition. I think the other big thing this week for Capricorn is allowing yourself to actually have some fun. Like, aren't daddies, you know, like Capricorn, isn't that like the daddy of the zodiac? Ain't you guys meant to be the fun parent? You know, you're meant to be like the structured, the stubborn, the, you know, strict parent, but you're also, you know, the fun one that gets up to mischief and stuff. So, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. That's what I feel like. I feel like, you know, both parents have their strict points, and, you know, dads are meant to be seen as the typical, you know, like dominant, what I say goes, but you're also the one that takes your kids to the park, or, you know, that has the fun, that does the random stuff, that, you know, you're not just like, you don't just have a stick up your arse, you know, like you don't, like, you are fun too. And I feel like you've forgotten how to have that fun. Just saying, Capricorn. I'm going to leave it there for you guys. Let me know if that resonated in the comment section below. I know that felt a bit harsh. I don't know why, Earth sign, it felt very harsh for you this week. Maybe sometimes we need a bit of harshness. Who knows? Sometimes we need to kick up the arse, you know. Anyway, guys, let me know if that resonated in the comment section below. And I hope to catch you guys in my next video. Bye.